TomoNews presents More Dogs.
Loyal dog protects injured doggy friend on snowy train track for 2 days. An injured dog that was stranded on snowy train tracks near Awwwd in Ukraine was watched over by her loyal friend for 2 days until help arrived. Local resident Denis Mulofeyev found the 2 dogs named Lucy and Panda on December 26th. Panda became cautious when the dogs were approached. Mulofeyev said on Facebook that Panda took care of Lucy by curling up next to her. Both of them would press themselves against the tracks when trains passed over them. Mulofeyev said Panda took care of Lucy and never abandoned her during their 2 days on the train tracks. The dogs were taken to an animal protection center, where Lucy received medical attention. Thankfully, according to Mulofeyev, she only sustained bruises and hematomas. So it's not exactly clear why the dogs stayed on the tracks. The Animal Protection Center found the dogs' owners, and the doggies were returned to them. In a recent Facebook update, Mulofeyev noted that not all people would do what Panda did for Lucy. Feeling moved by this tale of 2 furry friends?
Golden Retriever puppy gets braces, becomes internet heartthrob. Little Wesley has been cute since he was a newborn pup, but as he grew older, his owner Molly Moore noticed he wasn't playing with his toys as much and was losing weight when he should have been growing. Luckily for Wesley, Molly's dad, Dr. Jim Moore, is a veterinarian specializing in doggy dentistry. Dr. Moore's diagnosis, a condition called malocclusion, a misalignment of the upper and lower teeth. The solution? Braces, just like any human kid with an overbite. But judging by the nearly 300,000 shares his pictures are racking up on Facebook, seems the internet thinks the braces look is way cuter on Wesley than your typical pimply-faced American tween. Don't count on the canine metal mouth becoming a fashion trend though. Dr. Moore says the braces are only applied for practical reasons and not aesthetics. Wesley will only have to rock those train tracks for a few more weeks to correct the issue. And after that, he'll probably be starring in some doggy toothpaste commercial. What a world we live in, huh?
Hurricane Harvey couldn't keep this dog down. As Hurricane Harvey swept through the state, a lost dog in Texas showed it takes more than a raging storm to beat it. Before Hurricane Harvey's landfall Friday night, Sinton resident Salvador Segovia left his grandson's German Shepherd mix Otis in his screened-in back porch. When Segovia went back to check on Otis later, he was gone. Segovia checked his porch the next day and noticed Otis's bag of dog food was missing. Segovia went looking for the dog and was told by a neighbor they saw Otis strolling around with a bag of dog food in his mouth. Fortunately, Segovia was able to track down the dog's whereabouts and bring him home before his grandson returned. A neighbor who saw Otis thought he was a stray and took a snap of him strolling around with the dog food and uploaded it to Facebook, where the image went viral. According to Segovia, Otis is loved by the folks in Sinton, and he's been helpful to Segovia's 5-year-old grandson, who often goes to the hospital for seizures and asthma.
Burglars outweighed guard dog before robbing house. A guard dog's main duty on watch is to safeguard the house from unsavory characters who may threaten the life or possessions of its owner. They are trained to instill fear in the hearts of trespassers and make them wish they'd chosen a different career path. Unfortunately, this is one guard dog that clearly didn't pay attention in class, and a couple of burglars in Peoria, Arizona were quick to take advantage. On December 8th, the unidentified man and woman pulled up to the house in their Chevy Impala and parked in the driveway. After knocking on the door and realizing no one was home, the man then hopped over the wall and proceeded into the backyard. He didn't show up empty-handed, carrying a special weapon to neutralize the threat of a potential security guard. Dog treats! And they worked like a charm. Luring the unsuspecting canine out through the doggy door, the man then squeezed his way into the small flap door and proceeded to ransack the home, stealing multiple goods with ease. One by one, the thieves carried the furniture to the car as the dog watched, clearly wondering what his new friends were doing with all his owner's stuff. When they finished packing up the loot, the pooch must have been even more confused as he watched them speed away, leaving him behind to clean up the mess. Luckily, a neighbor spotted the dog and returned him to his owners. Someone's gonna have plenty of explaining to do when his family gets home. Police are asking for the public's help to track down the two criminals, but we know one eyewitness who can't be relied on for help.
Man reunited with dog who ran the Gobi Desert with him. In a story that could have ended in tragedy, it was nothing short of a miracle that an Australian marathoner managed to reunite with his dog in a city of over 3 million. Dion Leonard was running a marathon in the Gobi Desert last March when a little brown pup sidled up to him. For the entire 250-kilometer run across difficult terrain, the dog kept up with him and never left. Leonard called the pup Gobi and decided he would bring her home to Scotland with him. He had to leave China after the race and left Gobi with a friend while he began the long and expensive process of taking his beloved dog home. But while waiting to be transferred to Beijing for the quarantine process, Gobi suddenly went missing. Leonard flew in from Edinburgh and tirelessly looked for his precious brown pup, but after numerous close calls and several disappointments, she had yet to turn up. With hope and time running out, Leonard was already preparing himself for a heartbreaking loss when a phone call came in. A man who'd seen the posters of Gobi said he and his son found a dog with her exact description at a local park. Leonard wasn't too hopeful, but when he got to the man's house, a familiar brown dog ran out and began jumping on him. It was a blissful reunion. And this time around, Leonard's making sure he won't lose her again.
The world's most expensive dog breeds. There's one truth in this world that's simply undeniable. A dog is man's best friend. We love those furry critters, yes we do! They're fuzzy, adorable, loyal, and everything we would love to have in a good pet. Though a good friendship is priceless, some canine companions will cost you a pretty penny. Get ready for 8 dog breeds that will take a bite out of your savings. Number 8 is the Akita, a breed of dog that hails from the mountainous regions of Japan. Often mistaken with the Shiba Inu, Akitas are a category of their own, being larger and furrier than their counterparts. Over the years, Akitas have been bred into 2 variations, American and Japanese. The Japanese purebred species is the more expensive one, with prices floating around $4,000 or so. Akitas are known to be rather reserved and cautious around strangers, but they're highly affectionate with family members. They're also quite majestic. Just make sure you have a good supply of treats and you'll win over your own Akita in no time. Number 7 is this dog with a hairstyle. The Chinese crested hairless is a small breed of dog whose pattern of fur makes it look like the canine brethren of Fabio. These dogs are playful, friendly, and perfectly content to sit at home and chill. Perfect for a family. Your kids would have a great time going on imaginary adventures with a dog that has the hairstyle of a fantasy wizard. However, these adventurous and relaxing nights at home will cost you up to $5,000, and that's not including all the expensive trips to the hair salon this dog will require. Number 6 is the Tibetan Mastiff, a titanic breed of dog that you might actually mistake for a bear. Their massive stature is made more impressive by their large mane-like coat. These dogs are built to withstand the harsh climate of the Tibetan mountainside, and they're known to have personalities as resilient as they are. Tibetan Mastiffs are intelligent but very stubborn. They're known to be rather resistant to obedience training. However, that doesn't stop people from loving this big furball. And by big, we mean they can grow up to be 289 pounds. The price of a Tibetan Mastiff averages around $5,000 US. And if you think that's something, this bright red Tibetan Mastiff sold for $1.6 million in China. That's a lot of bones. In today's age of high-powered snowmobiles that possess the strength of multiple horses, it's easy to forget that humans once used the power of dogs to get around on the snow. Unfortunately, innovation has left the Canadian Eskimo dog behind. This cold-resistant breed of dog was widely used in Canada by the Inuit people to get around the icy terrain. As people turned more to technology and less to pooches for transportation, the Canadian Eskimo dog population declined. Add on an infectious disease that spread through the population, and today, there's only about 1,000 Canadian Eskimo dogs left in the entire world. Aww, it's sad. Because of how rare these dogs are, their prices start at around $6,000, and that's considered a bargain. German Shepherds are one of the most popular dogs in the world for work and for home. They're a fiercely intelligent breed that can learn commands at a breakneck pace. Their noses are among the most sensitive. making them the perfect sniffer dog, so be careful where you had that sandwich. German Shepherds are also known to be fiercely loyal and very protective, so they're a perfectly good dog to have around the house. With such an impressive resume, German Shepherds are most commonly employed by police forces worldwide. Because they're so highly sought after, German Shepherds average around $6,500. One breeder in Germany charges as much as $24,000 for their puppies. Woo, for that price, Fido better be making his own paycheck. Number 3 is straight from the icy deserts of Siberia, the samoyed. These pooches were originally bred for sled pulling, hunting, and herding to help their human friends survive the harsh winters of eastern Russia. You'd think living in a harsh winter climate would make a doggy tough and aggressive, but samoyeds are known to be very friendly, and thus a poor choice for a guard dog. Well, we suppose it is a personality fitting for a dog that looks like a big puffy marshmallow, yeah? And you won't be going, "Aww," for long when you realize these dogs can fetch up to $6,500. Rottweilers are one of the oldest dog breeds to exist, with a history going back as far as the Roman Empire. Rottweilers are immensely helpful dogs, often being employed for search and rescue, police work, and even guiding the handicapped. Rottweilers are bred for competition. No, not that kind of competition. That's better. Overall, Rottweilers are extremely intelligent and versatile dogs. However, being this coveted doesn't come without its price tag. Rottweilers will cost you up to $7,000. That's enough to send your super smart dog to university for a year. At number 1 is this fluffy, maned furball, the Lauchen, meaning little tiger dog in German. This little pup is one of the rarest breeds in the entire world. While it was widely popular in the 19th century, once people grew sick and tired of looking at their adorable furry little faces, they were tossed aside and nearly driven into extinction. However, the scarcity of the Lauchen merely means it's a pricey pet to have, costing as much as $7,000. You know, for that price, you might be able to get a real lion. All of the dogs we've shown here today certainly can fetch a high price. We hope you've enjoyed our showcase of the most expensive dogs. What kind of dogs have had you shelling out more than a lifetime supply of kibble and money? For all things fuzzy, adorable, and expensive, remember to keep it tuned here. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss another great video. See ya!